Hey there, it's Sarah, author, speaker, and advocate for sustainable healing. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are just stopping by for the first time, it's good to have you here. I hope you find the resources useful. And for those of you who have been with me for some time, welcome back and thank you for your continued support. So this month we're going to be talking about the lingering after effects of trauma. So unfortunately, when we physically released ourselves from trauma, the mental and emotional effects can linger well beyond that point of escape. And typically the toxicity from trauma sticks around because we let it. It's all too common to allow negative emotions to infiltrate our mind and body and cloud our thinking so that we continue to engage in the destructive cycles that we're trying to move away from. When we realize we are the cause of staying stuck in the trauma of the past, this only serves sometimes to make our self-destruction worse because we feel shameful and guilty for keeping ourselves there. However, it's important to acknowledge when we are self-sabotaging our own recovery, because only by accepting that we are responsible for our healing journey can we truly embrace the decision to change. So we're going to be talking about some of the lingering negative effects that you may experience post-trauma and how to manage these effectively. A couple of common symptoms include anxiety and mood dysregulation and mood disorders. It seems only fair, obviously, in the aftermath of experiencing something very traumatic, that we're able to express finally our frustrations that we've had to keep locked inside for so long. It can also feel unfair to be plagued with the memories of trauma, something that we didn't ask for and would have never allowed to enter our lives if we could have predicted its coming. So it's only natural to feel angry and frustrated and have intense mood swings when we are triggered or something reels us back to the past. However, staying angry and letting this manifest in ways that hurt our relationships with others and hurt ourselves internally is only self-destructive, because it would eventually affect our health and our happiness and keep us feeling stagnated and stuck in that past trauma. So we need to acknowledge that we are unable to control our mood swings if this is the case, or feelings of panic and anxiety or fits of anger that developed after a traumatic experience and then become determined to break the cycle. So this is the first step in the process of letting go. Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder and hoarding are also both negative manifestations of trauma. So it's important to note that trauma alters your brain chemistry and thus has an impactful physical effect on both the mind and the body. It can trigger maladaptive behaviors that serve as an unhealthy way to avoid feelings of loneliness, loss of control, or feelings of being caught off guard or feeling unprepared like we were during the traumatic experience. OCD and hoarding disorders develop when we feel that need to be in control again and feel protected. And collecting things can begin to serve as a way to feel safe and secure when meaningful relationships with others are strained or aren't available. Substance use and addictions are other common coping mechanisms trauma sufferers turn to in the aftermath. There is actually a strong correlation between post-traumatic stress disorder and substance use. Sometimes knowing that we've been forever changed by what happened and assuming it's for the worse is enough to make us feel so discontented that we want to turn off our emotions altogether. The quickest way to numb the pain is by turning to drugs and alcohol. The problem with using substances, however, is that it is unsustainable. Although in the moment, we might feel free from the memories that keep invading our thoughts and be able to numb away our emotions, over time, the consequences will be far greater and will outweigh to a great extent the temporary benefits. Other addictions can also manifest, such as shopping or internet addiction or food addiction and others. Regardless of what addiction develops, if it does, it's very tough to break the cycle. And usually addicts end up destroying almost every facet of their lives before they realize that they can't live like this any longer and they choose to change. So it may take getting to that point, but the first step is to stop denying that a problem exists, to accept it, and to figure out ways to cope in a healthy way. Of course, trauma can lead to a depressed mood, feelings of guilt, shame, helplessness, and a lot of other icky things. And this can make us feel as if there is no way out from what happened. Mentally, we remain trapped even when we physically escaped, and turning to self-destructive behaviors only worsens these feelings. So we can be taken to very dark places and even have suicidal thoughts if we do not take the steps to improve our life post-trauma. So the good news is we never have to feel this way. We never have to use these coping mechanisms. There is hope and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Genuine and sustainable happiness is attainable, but reaching it does take hard work and dedication to regain your health, and only you can do that for yourself. Trauma is hard and letting go is equally as hard. It takes a willingness to accept the journey as a lifelong one and to continually renew a daily promise to yourself to keep going no matter what. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, know that you're not alone. No matter how much it may feel like no one will ever understand what you've been through or what you continue to go through, there really is a wealth of support out there that's available. And often when you make the decision to reach out and tell others your story, you're taken aback by how similar the stories of others are to your own. So this generates a community of support. So just know you're not alone. You are worth it. And today should be the day that you let yourself know that you are. Even if you don't feel it immediately, even if it feels impossible to start. Start right where you are, regardless of where that is, and work your way out of the self-inflicted mental prison that trauma tends to inflict on us, even after we've escaped it. Remember that you are responsible for your own happiness, and achieving this has to start with you. So I hope this was helpful. Again, please make sure to like and share my videos and hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a weekly update, and I will talk to you again very soon.